Come, Stan. Come.
Glasses on, glasses off.
Glasses on, glasses off. The sun is out. We are live on the Cape Town Promenade, coming to you amidst a beautiful plethora of colours behind me. Why? Because the Cape Town International Kite Festival is coming back to Muizenberg Beach for a 25th time. I've got Kevin and Linda Saunders now joining me, who are two of our international visitors. Of course, we've brought this colour, this incredible energy out to support the Cape Mental Health Organisation. Such a vital cause, guys. Welcome to our sunny shores.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start with you, maybe, Kevin. First of all, thank you so much for doing this. What is your motivation? You've come a long way, and you're part of a community, I know, but there is a very deeper meaning behind what you're doing.
Absolutely. The Cape Mental Health Organisation has cleverly decided that a kite festival would be a great way to get everyone involved and get everyone aware. The one thing about flying kites is it doesn't matter who you are, what your abilities are, anyone can do it. So you don't have to have lots and lots of money, you don't have to have lots and lots of abilities. You can just hold a string and smile.
He is making it sound quite simple when you look at the degree that a lot of our, I don't want to say competitors, because I know it is quite competitive out there, but everyone is definitely working towards the same goal, and that's promoting awareness and spreading some love, and clearly there is a lot of love. Linda, I've got to ask, when you join something like this, what is the most exciting part for you? What can people who are coming down to Muizenberg see and get out of an experience like this?
A sky full of colour, a field full of smiling faces. In fact, it's impossible for you to not smile when you are viewing, visiting and being a part of such a wonderful thing. We've got kite making workshops, we've got market stalls, we've got live entertainment. It starts at 10 o'clock, and from the word go, it will be fun, fun, fun.
We've experienced some pretty hectic winds over the last couple of weeks. It seems pretty gentle right now, but we know that Cape Town really can. What are the conditions you need for the kites? How many kites are we likely to see in the sky?
As you said, that depends on the wind, but we've got kites that will fly in light winds, and we've got kites that will fly in really, really strong winds. If it's an ideal day and we've got moderate winds, you can get a couple of hundred.
Wow, and that's something that you really want to see, to behold. Yeah, we can see, I'm looking at like an aficionado that's doing crazy things with that kite here. Talk us through some of the kite designs and what goes into putting together these kites, because a lot of these are very unconventional. If we look at the top end, if that's even the right way to describe it, of the kites that we'll see in the air, what does that entail? How long does it take to make these kites?
This is a tricky question because, unfortunately, Kevin is the kite maker. I'm the fabric artist with the banner background.
And you've done an amazing job.
All I know is when Kevin is making a kite, he spends hours and hours and hours in his kite room on his sewing machine with his cutting table. So some designs could take weeks, other designs will take a day. It just depends on how much time he wants to put into creating something special.
Well, then I will put that to you. I like the fact that you've got a kite room, dude. It's like a man cave, I'm guessing.
That's my man cave.
How do you approach building a kite? Because this is aerodynamics. There's a lot of science behind what you're doing. It's not just about creating a visual spectacle, but looking at some of these creations really complicated.
Well, luckily, kiting has been around for thousands of years, and so all of the designing of how can something fly, that's already been done by someone else. I just have to copy that sort of style, but I apply my own graphics, and I usually start just sketching out on a sketch pad and then transfer it to a computer and then eventually put it into fabric.
Are there trends within kiting? Will you see a particular kind of trend out there at Muizenberg, do you think, or is it kind of a free-for-all?
Oh, it's definitely a free-for-all. But certainly in the last 10 years, there's a lot of large inflatable kites that look like animals, and they're becoming very, very popular with the kids.
And for the kids, for the adults, for the big kids, for those of you who want to justify having your own man cave, i.e. kite room, guys, Linda, thank you so much for spreading the love that you are for what you do, but also for supporting the Cape Mental Health Organisation. Massively important work. So we're going to stick around here on the Cape Town Promenade. We are live. Come and join us if you're in the area. In fact, drive across. If you're not, we're going to get a couple of these kites into the sky, create our own spectacle ahead of the International Kite Festival going down at Muizenberg this weekend. All right, we are still live on the Sea Point Promenade that has come alive with colour this morning, and all for an incredible cause. Ahead of the Cape Town International Kite Festival going down this weekend at Muizenberg in support of the Cape Mental Health Organisation. We have got some of the best, most talented, enthusiastic, creative kiters and kite flyers in the world. It gives me so much pleasure to welcome back Lucas and Rolf. Show your proud signage there from Muizenberg Kites. Guys, welcome back. You, of course, joined us last year, and they are joined by Geeta and Sandesh Kadi all the way from India. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to jump right in with you, Lucas. You're back again. What keeps bringing you back here? Obviously, this is a community that you belong to, but there's got to be a reason why you love this weekend so much.
Well, the social cause that we're supporting is a very special thing, and the surrounding here in Cape Town, meeting kite friends from all around the world, that's pretty much what makes this festival so special for us.
It's not competitive at all, eh?
Not really, no.
He says that, but look at these kites. Come on, man. Rolf, I've got to put it to you because this looks like a lot of working parts there. It looks beautiful. What's the vibe? What's the theme for this year? What have you gone for in terms of the kites that you brought with you?
Well, it's not only the kite festival on next weekend, the Saturday and the Sunday. It's also the things we do before, visiting the facilities of Cape Mental Health to fly kites with little children. We brought a bubble machine to make bubbles for the children, and they got crazy. And all this together makes it very special here.
Talk us through the kite that you've got here. What goes into making something like this?
Well, craziness. The pattern comes from a scientist. It's a mathematical pattern, and it gives an opportunity to arrange a lot of colors in a lot of different combinations. And this kite is made of more than 800 pieces. And I had to trade a kite with a friend in America. So I didn't know what colors he liked, so I made 3 of this. And he could choose one. And now is one flying in America.
Oh, I absolutely love it. The results are spectacular. Sandesh, I'm gonna move across to you. Welcome to South Africa. Is this your first time out here?
Yes, thank you. This is the first time in South Africa.
How did you get into kite flying? I know everyone has a very individual journey when it comes to kite flying. How long have you been building and flying kites?
I'm not a professional. I'm a hobby kite flyer, in fact. And it runs in the family. I got this from my father. And I host back international festivals back in India. So that inspired me. And I started a few years back, just 5 years back. And I'm attracted towards Indian urban kites as well as art kites, so rural kites. I'm preserving, as you see, Indian art kites here down, and these are all originally Indian shapes, rural shapes, that I am using a composite material to bring it onto the mainstream of kite flying with professionals like Muizenberg.
I'm going to shift across to this side so I don't completely block you. Geeta, first of all, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to South Africa. Talk us through what you're holding. I'm assuming these little guys, are they going to go into the sky and fly?
Yes, they are going into the sky and they'll really fly beautifully. These are called as miniature kites and they are made of these different type of paper. We can also use silk and the material locally available, and these are the bamboos that are being finely stripped and made them to fly.
I've got to ask you very quickly because I'm looking at some artwork and design, and I know that you get the hobby and you get the artistic culture behind kite flying, but this looks very South African to me. Talk me through what's on this kite.
This looks South African, but this is an Indian art. This also shows the occupation and the life in Indian villages down there, where women are still too much into household works. So this is how it depicts. This is a village culture, the rural art of India.
I love the fact that we are tackling social norms and injustices. We are tackling something that is so massive in South Africa at the moment. Of course, highly relevant right now, mental health issues and raising awareness around that. We are part of one community. We can do so much to share with each other. I have to thank all of you for coming down. I'll try not to block any of those gorgeous kites as well. Guys, thank you so much for coming out here. I know it's a lot of fun for you, but you're doing something truly remarkable and special as well. So welcome to South Africa. All the best of luck. I hope the winds are not too strong or not too light, but just perfect. And of course, you can get all of the details on our social media platforms on how you can support their efforts. But just get down to Muizenberg. The visual spectacle alone is going to be worth it.